Hey guys, it's Justine from Gregor Girl Tarot. I'm trying something new today. I'm trying tea leaf reading. So I'm going to get right into it because I already recorded like 5 to 8 minutes worth that isn't working. So we're going to start again. I did pull 3 cards. I don't want to do it again, so you're going to have to trust me on this one. I pulled a card for the recent past as like a backdrop for this reading for you, the collective, whoever landed on this video. And it's 3 of Pentacles. So you're working on something. You just started something, a new project, a new creation of some kind, something outside of what you normally do. It could even be just something slightly different in terms of how you work or how you present things. And then in the present energy, you have the 5 of Swords. So you may have done this because you learned from something that didn't work for you, or there may have been some loss. You could have even lost somebody on your team. Right? So you're making adjustments. So even though you're moving ahead, there's an acknowledgement of some loss there. Because in the future position, you have this Page of Brooms, which is fast, enthusiastic. This is a fast action or passion. It's almost like you may be working on something, and even though you're putting a lot of thought and consideration into it, you understand that once you post it or once you hand it in, it's going to be viewed and critiqued as people do. All right, so that's the backdrop. But on the saucer, which is part of this reading, there is, and I'm going to put pictures of this on the screen so you'll be able to see some of this. I haven't had this all figured out yet, so I know you can't really see it. But there's a big cat, and it looks like it's lapping up milk. And that means gossip. So there may be a lot of gossip around you. And then there's a chain underneath it. So it shows that there is some methodical steps that you're taking. Let me just make sure I'm right about that. Yeah. So there's segments of events that you've been undertaking, right, to get to this unveiling or submission of something. You've been doing that. You've been methodical with that. But people are like talking. Now, if you focus on the leaves, so as the cat, there's leaves above, there's leaves below. If you focus on the leaves above, meaning if you focus on your vision, your belief in it, regardless of the naysayers, that's good, right? That's going to help you. That's going to shape the way it will be received. If you focus on all of the ways that it will be rejected, or people are going to be upset that you changed the way you do things, or this isn't the way you typically show up, or even the team that you typically show up with, that's also going to shape how it's received. So just keep that in mind. Okay, I'm just going to show you a quick shot of this because I'm really new to this, so I'm going to use a different tea leaf next time and perhaps a different saucer, but you're just going to have to trust me. What I see is what I see, and I'm also going to put a picture up. All right, let me get into it. So closest to the handle here is all about yourself and your home. Let's start there because I took some notes. Okay. All right. All right, so there's an owl. Where's my pointer? You're not going to see this. But there's an owl here. And the owl means that you may have some health problems right now or health concerns. They don't have to be major, but there's something that's on your mind, or maybe you've been working really hard and you haven't had time to get to the gym. But it could also mean just that you are moving funds around, and maybe you don't have a lot of cash liquid or something. Maybe you've invested in something recently, but you're feeling a little bit stretched, and I'm sure a lot of people feel that way. Also, in this self area, there's a table, a very clear table to me. And that means that you will be attending, or you may be just in the general sense, appearing to be favorable socially. So maybe you typically work from home and you're meeting people for meetings, or you've gone to a conference, or you're on social media more, whatever it is. It appears that people are seeing you in a favorable light. And that could be some of what's adding to this jealousy and gossip that's around you. Could be. All right, also, there's a horseshoe. And that's all about luck. So that's great. Whatever it is you're working on, it looks like it's going to be successful. It's a real clear horseshoe. All right, we also have a letter. It's actually a mailbox with one of those, like, you know when the mailbox has that thing that you could put up on it? I have that there too. Again, I'm going to show you this in the picture, but it's like over here. So what that means is that you have something coming to you. And when it's near coins, like yours is, there's little coins around it, it means that it's a gift. So it could be someone investing in something you're working on, could be just you win money, or someone gives you something, a gift, but that's coming. That's coming straight to you. It's all good right now in your house and home area, except for, you know, that you might be under the weather, or maybe you're going for tests because something seems off. Maybe you have a vitamin deficiency or something, but it doesn't look serious. And again, with the money thing, it could just be because you're working on something new and you haven't, haven't gotten paid yet. Who knows? All right, but you do have a pine tree right now around you, and pine trees represent high achievement. Now, these are things that are, related to yourself and your home. So these can be lasting things. It doesn't have to all be like right now. It could be like, this is just the way it is for you. Okay, maybe you are seen in a favorable light in social settings. That might be something you're used to. And maybe you've been dealing with a chronic illness, and that's also something that you're used to. The good news is that you have luck coming, and you have money coming, or a gift, and high achievement. That might just be how people view you in general, as a high achiever. All right, so the near future. There's a lot here. I have to figure out how to point this stuff out to you in a better way, but again, you're just gonna have to trust me on this. All right, so you have steps. Right, so this is an orderly process, something that you're working on, that you have organized, and you're working through the steps. And that could be, you're doing a 12-step program, could be that too. You have lines, and they're going up, so you have changes happening, and they seem to be changes towards the better. You're making some improvements in the way you do things. It could just be work efficiency, or maybe you're delegating more of your work. Okay, you've got a goat, and this is, I wish you could see this. Let me see. There's a goat here. I know, you can't tell. But trust me, it's a goat. That's beware of stubborn people. So you may be working with someone, or you may even live with someone that's a bit stubborn in some area. Just be mindful of that. You also have a heart. So in the near future, you have some sort of love coming your way. And this is like romantic love. So that's a side. Okay, and 2 moons, which means prosperity. And they're 2 crescent moons that are facing each other, which is really cool. And what else did I find? Okay, so you have a lizard. Looks like a salamander. And that could be some false rumors, but it could also be you having to adapt or overcome a situation, and that's in line with what we saw in the 3 cards I pulled, the 3 of Pentacles, this project, and then like the present being like, something had to be adjusted, maybe you had to spend more money than you expected, or you're doing this without someone that you thought was going to be by your side, or you're training someone new, something to that effect. So that goes with that. All right, what else do I have here? And then, okay, so now we have one more section. That's like the distant future. That's like not so distant. It's just like, not in the next few months. But what's coming is we have a footprint. There's a clear footprint in the middle. I don't know if you see it, but it looks like a big footprint. That's the distant future. That means you're moving forward in a new direction or towards a new journey. So whatever you're working on now, it's going to grow, and it's going to take you someplace else that you could be planning on or not. But what's interesting is next to it are 2 little triangles. And I think that one of them is a tent. It looks like a tent to me, and I looked up the meaning. And what that means when there's a tent is that there's going to be travel that you're going to come up against or towards. You're going to have to travel, but you're not necessarily prepared for it. So that could be a good thing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing at all. But it's just like, it's going to be unplanned in some way. So it's going to be like spontaneous. So you could expect that like 4 months from now. So wait, did I cover everything? Yeah, I think I did. All right, I don't really know how to end this. So I'm just going to pull a couple of cards for advice from the Spirit. And then I want to do this again, and I want to find a way to show you what I'm looking at, but it's kind of hard because it's really up for interpretation. It's not like these are clear pictures. It's what I see, and some of them are pretty clear, like that goat, the goat if I've ever seen it. Magician, woo! Yeah, so like the magician has all of the elements at hand. This is about alchemy. This is about bringing something into your reality out of thin air. Being able to alchemize, being able to use whatever's coming at you, whether it be negative or positive, and alchemizing that into whatever it is that your vision is. That's a great card to get for advice. Let's get one more. Yeah, keep doing that. Like, keep your eye on the prize. And like the beginning one on the saucer, that was about some gossip and stuff that might be around you, and not really focusing on that. Focusing on the best possible outcome for whatever it is that you're working on. The Emperor, holy moly. Yeah, so you're doing this in a controlled way as well. So whatever it is that you are embarking on, this project, if you're in this collective and you're in this reading, you know, you're doing it with the skill of a magician, but the demeanor of an emperor. So, you know, you're not being impulsive. You're not super affected by other people's opinions. You're just going for what you feel is going to be the best thing for you to do in this moment. And you're doing it with confidence because this is not your first rodeo. You've created things before. You understand what it's like to receive criticism, to receive praise, and you're an emperor. It's like you're not paying attention to either. You're just doing what you have to do, and it looks like it's going to be really successful. So yeah, that was fun. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will see you again soon. All right, bye.